the DecaMove Blogger Edition. Solving a problem that I didn't even know I had, and I didn't think I needed to solve, until I found the answer, and then I realised, yeah, I'm glad I have this problem solved. I'll explain more. Roll intro. You may be thinking to yourself, Rhys, you've said a lot of words at the beginning of this video, but you have not explained any of those words and explained exactly what it is that you're talking about. Well, to start with, I feel like we should start with a backstory on who is DecaGear. DecaGear came around about last year, I think is when lots of people became very aware of them. When they were speaking about their new headset that is in production, and in fact you could pre-order it up until I think last week, where they've stopped the pre-ordering of it now. The headset itself is actually pretty bitching. A 2160 by 2160 resolution per eye with a 90 Hz. It has 4 cameras in order to do its tracking. The technology in the controllers is pretty sweet looking as well. It's like a hybrid between Oculus controllers and Index controllers, somewhere in the middle of those two things, again being tracked by the headset. What else does it have going for it as well? Yeah, the resolution is super high. It's pretty much the same as the G2, the HD Reverb, if you're familiar with a headset. And what was kind of impressive about it as well is it has built-in eye tracking and mouth tracking built into the headset. But hey, you're thinking to yourself right now, that sounds impressive. Well, yeah, it does. But it also comes at a price tag of only $449. What? It had a lot of people on the internet stirred up, twisted up, and confused because all of that built into that price is pretty outrageous and fantastic all at the same time. If they're able to achieve this, real nice. Chef's kiss to you, good sirs. But one of the other things that they were boasting while they were talking about that is the very first piece of tech that we've now got our hands on, which is this little bad boy here. And this is the DecaMove, which is essentially a hip tracker, which then will take over, instead of using like your hand tracking or your VR headset tracking to know when to dictate your forward movement, it will now use this little bad boy, which is the hip tracker. Basically to break it down and make it really easy to understand. So instead now what you could be essentially doing is pushing forward on your joystick, and instead of it relying on that forward momentum being carried by where you're looking or where you're pointing with your weapons, you can now have it rely on the tracker. So that means that you can turn around and shoot from behind you while looking, boom, 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 but still moving forward. And it just makes any gaming experience a lot better, especially in like your shooter type things like Onward and stuff like that. I tried it out in Blade and Sorcery as well and Hellsplit, and actually was pleasantly surprised at just how easy it was to kind of get used to that. And like I said at the very beginning of this video, it's kind of a problem I didn't know I needed solving. But it's something that has kind of irritated me and ticked me off for a really long time. When you're trying to do stuff in VR, it's frustrating, you know, you're turning around because someone's coming at you from behind, and as you turn, then suddenly you're facing them and running at them, and what you really want to be doing is just taking that moment to be able to shoot behind you and look, but continue running away from the enemy that you're trying to not get shot by at the same time. So yeah, it's one of those things that, again, you didn't know you needed, but you actually do, and you can take my word for that. In all the games that I play on the channel, it's pretty much supported. I think bar Blood Trail at the moment is entirely supported from what I play with. They're also planning to make it natively supported on the Quest. That's pretty incredible as well, and that would solve a lot of problems with the Quest's mobility and movement and stuff. I feel like it would just make everything easier, and like I say, that freedom to be able to look away and also point your guns away at something behind you whilst continuing to move forward, that'll make a big difference. So yeah, that kind of covers all of the basis of what is this thing, where did it come from, and you know, who is the company. So I want to say a big thank you to DecaGear anyway, because they sent me this out. This is like the blogger edition. It's like an early prototype look at the tracker right now. They've only sent a few of them out across to a bunch of different reviewers, and they were super kind enough to actually send me one. So thank you very much. Let's unwrap this bad boy and take a little look, shall we? Now, I've been doing quite a bit of testing with this anyway before making this video, because I really wanted to get an idea on what this thing was, what it offered, what it's all about, and really be able to give you a proper educated opinion on whether I think it's worth it or not. And I mean, I've said it already, but I actually do think this thing's going to be worth it. So the cost of this little thing is $69, and yeah, I think that it's worth that price tag. So that's probably around, like, I don't know, 50 something quid in England. I don't know what it'll be in every other currency. You'll have to figure that out when you visit the website. This is the tracker. It's a pretty tiny little dude, I'm not going to lie. It's yeah, I mean, this is the only thing I have for size comparison. I mean, I like Lego, so I expect this. But a little Lego minifig, as you can see, they're not that much different in size. If you know what a Lego minifig is, it's pretty tiny. It's substantially smaller than like one of the Vive tracker pucks or anything like that. It's pretty low profile as well, so if you do just clip it onto your trousers, you don't feel it, which is one of the things I quite liked about it. So for setup time, super duper easy. I actually found this one of the easier devices to set up in VR. I think, as most people are aware, PC VR has been notoriously a pain in the jacksie to set most things up for. Trackers and everything, and tracking is always a pain in the jacksie. I think that's why the world has really clutched on to the Quest and the Quest 2, because it is so simple just to put the headset on, draw your boundary and get in, and have no sort of things between the two of you in the process. And I felt like that streamlined process was really there in this bit of tech as well. It's essentially as easy as going to the website that has a link, download that, bish bash bosh, 2 seconds later you can plug this in and you're pretty much good to go. It straight away was recognized by Steam when I turned it on. It comes up with a little tracker in, you know, your selection of stuff. If you're unfamiliar, it literally looks like, you know, here's the controller, you've got this controller paired, your headset is paired, your DecaMove is paired, and it's about as easy as that. When you get into a game, you have like an additional ring that appears around your feet with the direction of forward, and then that's it. You look forward, boop boop boop, it's calibrated, it's now registering where your forward is, and that's it. From that point on, it was super easy. I just played my games, enjoyed them. The other nice little function is, if you don't want to look at that circle on the floor, say for instance someone like me who's recording, don't really want to see that big circle on the floor, click this on the front once, boop, and that little circle disappears and is hidden from view, which is quite a nice touch. I like that a lot about it, because like I say, it would have been a bit of a deal breaker for me if I had to look at that big blue circle while I was recording, because it kind of pulls you out of the immersion as the person watching the video. So the other thing that I wanted to mention as well is, when you launch your games, you launch it from their little browser. It's no stress, it just picks up from your Steam library what is in your Steam library that is compatible with it, and then you can go from there, click on it and start your game. It really isn't any more of a difficult process than it is starting a game from Steam library. It's no-brainer, it's pretty easy. But yeah, that's pretty much everything you get with it. The tracker, the little wireless thing, and that's it. When the headset does come out eventually, I do believe that the headset will have this part of it built into the headset, so you will no longer need this little thing to stick out the back of your PC. It'll be built in with the stuff that you use for your headset, again making it even more streamlined and easier to use. The other thing that there is that I want to speak about as well briefly is this headset that's coming out also is going to have a wireless thing that you can use in it. I believe it's called the Deca Air, and it's going to cost about $50, and you can plug that into your headset and have your freaking whole thing wireless, so you can have your waist tracking, your controllers and your headset essentially on the Quest, completely wireless PC VR. I'm really excited for that technology. I can't wait to see what it is going to be like to play on that high resolution screen with eye tracking, mouth tracking. So social VR stuff is going to be absolutely phenomenal with that, and this is really just paving the way for them. This is kind of like their proof of concept. This is DecaGear saying, hey, listen, look at this first thing that we've made. It's freaking quality, it works, it's seamless, and to be honest with you, it was so easy to integrate into what I was doing. I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised. I have got a little list here. I'm reading off of a list. Blade and Sorcery, Pavlov, Bonework, Saints and Sinners, Contractors, Hellsplit, Hard Bullet, and the list goes on and on. They have integrated a whole bunch of games that will take use of this software and hardware, and yeah, I gotta say, it's pretty phenomenal. Do I think it's worth it? Absolutely. Will it be worth it even more so once they drop their headset? Absolutely, it's going to be a selling point, I think, of their headset. And you know, do I think we should have faith in their company? At this point, I have to say, yeah, they've delivered on the thing. I'm very, very grateful that they sent this out to me, but my opinion is entirely my own. This isn't a sponsored video by any means. They're just kind enough to send me the tech to review and let you know my opinion on. So just understand that, because I know a few of you, whenever you hear that I got given something for free, think, oh my god, it's a paid opinion. Well, I don't do paid opinions, and I never have. Even on paid stuff on this, I always make it very clear to companies that it's my opinion and that is it. And like I say, that's what DecaGear knew they were getting themselves into when they sent it to me, and like I say, I can't say a bad thing about it. Honestly, it's a really good product, and even though the fact that this is like a prototype, it works well, it's super interesting, And yeah, I look forward to seeing what comes from them in the future. Big thank you to them again for sending it out to me. Thank you to you guys for watching till the end. If you do have any questions that you want to ask about this product, look, feel free, hit me up in the comments. I do my best with anything in this channel to make sure I stay connected with you guys. So if you want to know anything, let me know. I'll do my best to answer it for you. And that's it. I look forward to this tech being integrated into Oculus, and I look forward to this tech being integrated into the Quests, because I feel like that would be a huge move for them. And yeah, other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, guys and gals. I've been Rhys the King. Goodbye. Also, I have a really unhealthy addiction with Lego. That's all Lego. That's Lego. Lego. I got a Lego Batman thing going I'm building here. Send help. Send help, or watch lots of ads on my videos and help fund the sickness. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.